Anderson, who hosts Triple M's Hot Breakfast with Eddie McGuire and Darcy, also hosts a podcast called Wilosophy. In last week's episode he interviewed Today FM radio host Em Rusciano, who made several shocking comments, including that she's not suited to breakfast radio and is probably hurtling towards some sort of implosion in the next 6 months. But Rusciano wasn't the only one who said some interesting things in the Wilosophy episode. At the very start of the podcast, Anderson was chatting to Rusciano about his Triple M radio show, which he joined late last year, replacing Nick Malloy. And the comedian made it clear he has a few grievances with the way the radio show is run. "We have about half a meeting for every show," he told Rusciano. "I reckon we could do with another half a meeting. The half of a meeting that I put in place is still at least double what they used to have." He went on to explain to Rusciano that before he joined the show they used to do 9-minute breaks and do 2 banks of ads next to each other because they'd have to drop the song that was meant to go between. So people would hear if ******** ing 10 minutes of content, but then they'd hear if ******* ing 8 minimums of ads, Anderson said. "It was a ****** ing mess." Anderson told Rusciano that he hasn't fixed the show yet but has patched up some of it. "You know what I've got? I've got an old car that's out of warranty and I've done my best to get it running better than it was running," he said. "I was like, this would work better if you put some oil and water in it. That's basically where it's at." Hot Breakfast co-host Darcy raised Anderson's less than flattering comments on air this morning, but the Groon host refused to back down. "To be honest, I stand by all that," he said after they replayed the podcast audio. "I must admit that's the first time I've heard it. Sounds a bit worse than what I remembered," he told Darcy and McGuire. Relishing in the awkwardness, Darcy said he had an issue with Anderson describing their show as an old car. "We've coped okay for 8 years, the former AFL star told Anderson, who then backed down ever so slightly. "For the record, I feel like that does misrepresent what I actually think about this wonderful show, as you well know," Anderson told him. McGuire asked Anderson if he'd only made those comments on the podcast in an attempt to soften up Rusciano. "Yeah, when you're talking to somebody for an interview situation you sit down and you try to bond over something, that is," Anderson said, before Darcy interjected. "By bagging your mates," Darcy said. McGuire added that he had no problem with Anderson's comments, as long as he made them purely to soften her up, to get a good story out of it, but Darcy wasn't so forgiving. "This gets to the most offensive part of this," Darcy said to Anderson. "You've compared Ded and I to Rusciano's radio co-hosts, Grant Denier and Ed Cavalier." Anderson responded to Darcy by saying, "You know what the worst thing is? Your denier."